Good morning. Welcome to Gospel Bytes, where we take a bite of the Gospel for the day. Today is Sunday, April 6th. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Glory to you, O Lord. This is taken from John chapter 8, verses 1 to 11. Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. Early in the morning, he came again to the temple. All the people came to him, and he sat down and began to teach them. The scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery. And making her stand before the people, they said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the very act of committing adultery. In the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. Now what do you say?" They said this to test Jesus, so that they might have some charge to bring against him. Jesus bent down and wrote with his finger on the ground. When the scribes and Pharisees kept on questioning him, Jesus straightened up and said to them, "Let anyone among you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." And once again Jesus bent down and wrote on the ground. When the scribes and Pharisees heard what Jesus had said, they went away one by one, beginning with the elders. And Jesus was left alone with the woman standing before him. Jesus straightened up and said to her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" She said, "No one, sir." And Jesus said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go your way, and from now on, do not sin again." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise you, Lord Jesus Christ. Okay, in the time of Jesus, all the way from the time of Moses, the punishment for adultery is death by stoning. I think this shows us the gravity of that sin. Today we don't kill the adulterers anymore, but that doesn't mean the sin is less grave. It just means that the punishment is taken away. And maybe that's why people don't take it seriously, the sin of adultery. Because I don't think people will commit a sin if they really think that it is that evil or that grave. But adultery is, in Deuteronomy 22:22, if a man is caught having intercourse with another man's wife, both of them are to be put to death. In this way, you will get rid of this evil. That's how you get rid of evil, get rid of the sinner. Adultery, just like any sin, might seem innocent to many, but no, it is a very grave sin. It is a sin against the spouse, the children, against the church, against God, and against oneself. People think it's just something that is secret, nobody knows. But first, adultery is a sin and a betrayal of a spouse. This man or this woman who said to you, "I will love you for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do you part. Do we part?" And that person on the receiving end gives up his or her own life to cling to these words. And then that person is betrayed. So this person who has gambled his life to cling to this word has been betrayed. Can you imagine the pain of that? Second is a sin against children, betrayal of trust. We live in a world where people take advantage of us. It is a relief that when we go home, we have people, especially our parents, whom we can trust, we can turn to. The home is a refuge. But if we cannot even trust our parents to be faithful to each other, how can we trust them to look after us? Adultery is frequently a cause of divorces today, and the first to suffer are the children. Most juvenile delinquents are products of broken families. Third, adultery is a sin against the church. Through the married couple, the church sees the image of God who is forever faithful to his bride, the chosen people, the church. The love of a husband and wife mirrors the love of God for his church. Marriage is the sacrament that gives us a security that true love lasts forever. When a spouse breaks that image through betrayal or adultery, it mocks the sacrament itself. Uh, Why do you have to be faithful? Look at me. I can go out with anybody I want. Uh, It's a desecration of the sacrament of marriage. Fourth, adultery is a sin against God. I guess that's the most important thing. It's a betrayal of God's trust. When Israel worshipped other gods, they were not accused of idolatry, rather, they were accused of adultery, uh, because they tried to find happiness outside of God. So they have promised to love God with all their lives, and yet they betrayed Him. So the prophets would accuse them of adultery. Fifth, adultery is a sin against oneself. It's a sin against one's word. You know, our words are very powerful. It defines who we are. You know? Imagine if your election is coming up, will you vote a politician who is a liar? No, you want a person who is trustworthy, someone who is honest, true to his word. When a man says, I love you, but he does not, he does otherwise, then that person is, what is that person? Not just a liar, but a useless, worthless person that you cannot trust. I will not deal with that in any business if I know that person is a liar, person is not trustworthy. We are only as good as our word. So adultery hurts our very own person because we are no longer trustworthy. We have broken our word. So adultery is not as harmless as we think. In the Gospels, Jesus even said, when a man looks at a woman with lust in his heart, he commits adultery as well. So pornography, which is an epidemic today, is a grave sin, a betrayal of God. Let's not forget that the sin of Judas was betrayal. Yeah. Jesus said it would have been better for that person not to have been born. Yeah. Now in the Gospel, this woman was caught doing adultery, which makes us question, where's the man? If she was caught, how come the man was not caught? He should suffer the same thing, no? But the fact that she was, she must have struggled with sin, but it's still a sin. Jesus, the fact that Jesus did not condemn or stone the woman doesn't mean that she was innocent. It just means that we should treat the sinners with compassion, give them another chance, give them understanding. And that's what Jesus did. Yeah. So Jesus did not excuse this woman. Rather, he said, go and sin no more. Huh? He did not condone her actions. Jesus did not say, go and do whatever it is that you were doing. I love you, just go on your way. Do it. Rather, he said, go and sin no more. One time there was a man whom Jesus healed at the pool of Bethesda. And he said to the man, do not sin anymore so that nothing worse may happen to you. Jesus cares about us, and he knows what sin does, not only to the body but to the soul. Sin can wound and even kill the life of the soul, our relationship with God. God doesn't want this to happen. He doesn't want the sinners to die. And the church is God's agent of grace. The church calls sinners to seek the forgiveness of God. So come home when you think that God is calling you, when you get tired of sinning, remember that Jesus is waiting for you. I'm Father Jerry Sembrano for another edition of Gospel Bytes. God bless you. Have a nice day.